Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to another MAMJ Let's Play of 999. When we left off, we had some truth bombs just dropped on us in the library, and now we're in, I don't even know what this is, some kind of like office area? So we need to start looking around and seeing what we can find here. There's piles of crap everywhere. It could not have been said any better, Junpei. Man, this place is a mess. It's so messy. I don't know where to start.
Some of those crops look familiar. I think a lot of these are parts of the puzzles we solved in other rooms.
If that's true, then this room could be Zero's laboratory. Perhaps Zero would shut himself in this room to devise the machines and puzzles he'd need to see his plan come to fruition. Okay. Anything else? What about this drawing board looking thing here? Hey, Junpei, isn't this a nautical table? Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before. New material's been added to the file screen. Okay. Why did we take the nautical table? Is that it? Cause I've already had that one before. Oh well, whatever. Okay. Anyways, we took it, so it must be important.
I think these fans are for ventilation. They're probably there to circulate air.
Probably so, Seven. I got something over here. Oh god. Oh god. There's a control panel in front of the big screen here. Wonder if any of these buttons do anything. There's something on the screen now. What's this? There are 15 cells here with numbers and letters in them.
Let me see that. Oh, I see. So whenever you touch a cell, the ones next to it turn on or off. You just gotta use that to make all the cells on the right and the bottom green.
Hey, Junpei, I found this piece of paper under that thing. You want to take a look at it? Do you think this might have something to do with the puzzle? It's a piece of paper Clover gave me. There are a bunch of numbers and letters connected by equal signs on it. Just like she said, it's probably related to the puzzle on the screen somehow. Thanks, Clover. This really helps. Aw, Clover, you're so cute. Alright, let's go back and try again. Anyway, it looks like I just need to make all the cells all green. Okay. So, what do we got here? A equals 10. Okay, I think it's just simple math. Right? But D is 13. Oh god. Oh god. Ooh? I'm just click on stuff. That seems like a good idea, right? Probably not. Okay, I need to probably... Oh, I made them all red. Go me! Okay, let me just look at this real quick. Okay, so you got 6. Okay. Let me fiddle with this. I'll figure it out. Just give me a second. There we go. Awesome. I did it. You did it, Junpei. You're so smart. Nah, I just clicked around a lot. You seem to have done an excellent job and solved the puzzle. Just what I would have expected of you, Junpei. Hey, come on. You're embarrassing me.
Whoa, whoa. Don't get so cocky, kid. We don't got time for that. Look at this. Check out the right edge of the control panel. The lid slid open and something came out.
What? Cross emblem? Metal plate is shaped like a shield. There's a cross engraved on it. Okay. No idea what that's supposed to do. But we found something. Oh. Alright, I put the emblem into the 4 indentations on the desk, but... Huh? Nothing's happening. Wait, what's Snake doing? I feel the symbols engraved just above each indentation. On the upper left is a steering wheel symbol. On the upper right, the cross symbol. On the bottom left, a mysterious circle symbol. And lastly, a waffle pattern is engraved near the bottom right indentation. Additionally, each symbol seems to have been given a number. 1 steering wheel, okay. So 2 is the cross. We need to insert the emblems in this, oh, okay, the order, okay. So we need to find more crosses. Got it. You don't gotta tell me twice. Oh, hang on. Junpei, it looks like there's a compass on there. Now I get it. What do you mean? I guess you weren't there, Clover, but I solved the puzzle like this one in the wheelhouse. Exactly. I think I just need to do the same thing here. The same thing? The important part is this nautical table we just found. I just have to match up the directions on the compass with the lines on the nautical table. I used the steering wheel on the wheelhouse, but this time I think I'm gonna use the wheel attached to the side here. Okay, then show me, now. Of course. Maybe I ought to run through the instructions. I'm okay, looks like it works the same way. I got it. I just touched the direction I wanted to turn, the compass will turn in that direction. Okay, then I just gotta press stop when the compass is pointing where I want it to. I'm betting something will happen if I can do it right. Alright, let's do this. Oh. Where did we start from? I think it's the opposite. I think we need to go. Let's try the opposite first. So we go south. Then you go west. Then you go southeast. Okay, then you go, let's see, northeast. Then east. Then north. Then you go east all the way to the other side of the world. Made a sound. Yay, you did it, Junpei. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Knock it off.
Hey, we don't have time for screwing around right now. Check out the right side of the monitor. It just kind of slid open and something came out.
Oh, yeah. I heard a noise too. You know that big box in the hall by the exit? I think it made a noise. Like something unlocking, you know?
A noise, huh?
Big box by the exit. What? What's this? The metal shutter looks pretty sturdy. It's framed with black and yellow warning stripes. Okay, alright, let's open it. Yeah, it's got warning labels all over it. Oh my god. That's pretty creepy. There's a coffin in there. A coffin? A coffin? Oh man. Does Seven think?
Yeah.
He's all pale. He's thinking the same thing I am.
No way. Could this be?
I'm sorry, but what's going on? It's a coffin. I wonder if there's a vampire in it. Right, I guess Clover and Snake don't know the story. Man, I can't bring myself to tell them. Well, at any rate, let's have a look around. There's a metal plaque on the coffin. Snake's touching it. All ice. Ah, the two machines. Man, this is serious. Ah, well, let's open it, shall we? Clover, if you could give me a hand. Okay, got it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Huh? No luck. It doesn't seem to be ready to be opened. Yeah, but it's not like it's screwed shut or something. Yes, I believe this locked in some other way. Hey, Seven, do you think you could open it up with your superhuman strength?
No,
What's wrong?
I think I'll just pass on this one, okay?
What the heck? Very well. We'll just have to give up on the coffin for now. Let's look around the room a little more, shall we? Alice sleeps in the small chamber past the force of knowledge, beneath the navel of the gigantic. Is that actually true? Oh god. We found her! We found Alice. Okay. A box next to the exit. This? There's something written on these pieces of paper. Looks like we got 3 sheets of stuff. Okay. Oh, Morse code. I thought you said 3 sheets. Control's doing an escape? That doesn't seem right. Okay, so Morse code chart 2 and chart 3. I don't have chart 1. Weird. Okay, there's nothing left in the cabinet. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, what are you? You're that thingy. Okay, so I need to keep on looking. What are these panels? These monitors hang down from the ceiling. Each screen shows a room on the ship. Okay. What else can I look at? Piles of crap everywhere. It's a pretty impressive mess.
We try to search every one of these, we're gonna be at it till the cows come home.
Well, that doesn't seem too bad. We don't have to bring them in ourselves then.
Why don't you get smart with me, kid?
How about we deal with this area later, okay guys? Maybe we should try something more promising. Okay, more promising, he says. I don't really know what we're doing. There's like cables everywhere too. Hang on, so that's that control panel. What's this one? Let's see what happens when I... Oh, whoa. Well, now we've got something on the screen at least. Huh? What is this? Oh, wait a minute. I saw something like this when I figured out the Morse code puzzle back in the communications office.
Morse code?
Yeah. The dots here look like dits from Morse code. There's 2 dots on the first line, 4 on the second, and 1 on the last. I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, perhaps you could give it a shot anyway. Alright, I'll try. Before I do that though, maybe I ought to run through the instructions. If I just tap the button, it'll enter a dit. If I hold the button down, it'll enter a dot. Once we enter our answer, it'll automatically determine if it was the correct answer or not. I can also switch to the code sheets I've got by touching 3 icons over on the right. Alright, let's do this. What am I typing? What? No? I have no idea what I'm doing. Have you figured out what you're supposed to enter here, Junpei? Looks like the word that's supposed to go here has 3 letters. It's got 3 lines, and I think each line is 1 letter. I see. Well, if that's the case, then perhaps the letters you need are made up of 2 symbols, 4 symbols, and 1 symbol. So 2, 4, and 1, right? Okay. After all, isn't that what you just said? One line has 2 spaces, the next 4, and the last one only a single space. In other words, I gotta enter either dots or dashes in a set of 2, then a set of 4, then a set of 1. Okay. I am not sure if it's trying to make me spell something. Okay, so I've got code sheets. Maybe I'll go through that. Alright, let's do this. Any of those have 3 dots? No. No. S, okay. So S has 1. 4 dots is... H? It's weird. And then 1 dot is E. She? I guess? But it don't let me do 2 on the first one. Why? I'm so confused. Okay. 2, 4, 1. Yeah, it's supposed to be 2, so it's not an S. What am I thinking? 2 dots, 2 dots, 2 dots. 2 dots is I. Wait. I bet it's ice. I bet it's ice, because C is... Okay, hang on. So 1, 2, 1... And E is 1 dot. Oh, it's ice! Got it. I see. It seems you have solved the puzzle, Junpei. Excellent work. The answer was ice. How did you know? All I had to do was listen to the sounds that the machine made. After that, it was a trivial matter to decode them. Ah, yes. I believe I heard a noise from somewhere on the right of the device after you solved the puzzle. It sounded rather like something sliding open. Do you see anything that could have made that noise? Yeah, that's true. Ah, yes, one more thing. I heard the sound from behind the shutter. Perhaps the coffin is unlocked now. What? Oh, yay. Oh, yay. The coffin. Oh, God. Are you guys ready? You guys ready to open the coffin? Because I'm not. Oh, anybody in here? Alright, fine. I'll open it. Okay, Junpei, you can do this. It's just a box. It's just a box. Oh, this is a coffin. There's gonna be something horrible in there. I just know it. Okay, okay. Deep breaths. Here we go. And it's empty.
Oh man, there's nobody in there. I can't believe I was scared of something like that.
What do you mean nobody? Were you expecting someone to be in there?
It's a long story. Ask Junpei about it sometime.
Well, just like Seven said, there's nobody in there. There is something in there though. Well, two somethings actually. What is that? What is what? Ah, there are two things on the bottom of the coffin.
Looks like we've got a plate with an emblem on it, and...
The Neptune key! Yes, we finally found it. Now we can get to the hallway. That's correct, Clover. But we do need to get out of this room first, you know? Yeah, I know. Okay, let's get the hell out of here as quickly as possible. I don't have any objections to that. I don't think we'll use the Neptune key in this room. It's really important though, so I'll keep it in my pocket for now. As far as this other thing goes... Yep, we need it. We definitely need it. There's nothing in the coffin anymore. I know that. I'm just a big doof. Okay. Alrighty, so the little badges that we got go into the computer, which is where? Here. Okay. Well, I put the emblem into the indentation, but nothing's happening. Oh, I got it. Okay, sorry. Okay, steering wheel, cross, weird circle. Okay, so steering, cross, circle, and waffle, which is a really weird way to phrase it, but okay, sure. Alright, so I need to go steering wheel, drop the emblem of the steering wheel in here. Awesome. Whoa. Well, now we've got something on the monitors at least.
What's that?
Looks like some kind of puzzle. I wonder if these are the rules. Here, I'll read them to you. When you touch a numbered area, that area will be selected and it'll turn blue to indicate this. Touching a numbered ball after selecting an area will cause that ball to be moved to that area. However, you cannot move the red balls. You can only move 3 to 5 balls in a single area. Press the check button once you've moved all the balls, except for the red ones, which you cannot move. The digital root of the balls must match the number for that area. That's it. I still don't really get it. Whatever. Like they say, practice makes perfects. Let's give it a shot. Don't you mean practice makes perfect? Hey, let's see you solve the next one. Then you can make fun of me. Okay, so we need a digital root of 6, right? And a digital root of 3? I'm guessing that's what we need to do? Easy enough. So, let's see. Okay, gotcha. So you can only put 5. Okay, but it does the 6 first. Okay, but do I need... So I need 5 that add to a digital root of 6 then? I think this is it. Oh, awesome. Sweet. Okay, this is it, right? But nothing's happening. There are still 3 more indentations left empty. I imagine something will happen when they are all filled. Doesn't that seem likely? Yeah, it does, unfortunately. Okay, so in this next one. Indentations at the desk. I know, I need to do the cross one next. Okay. Alright, let me just go through and get these done. I don't know if there's really going to be a lot of dialogue in between all of these or not. But, I mean, I guess we'll see what it does. Let's put in the emblem of the cross. How many are you going to give me now?
Hey Junpei, something just showed up on the screen.
This puzzle sure looks a lot like the last one.
Yeah, but there's a lot more of those red balls you can't move.
The numbers for each area are different too.
Looks like it's got the same rules as the last one though. You sure you don't want to double check that?
No, I'll be fine. If I get confused, I can just look at the screen over there, right? Anyway, like the saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Let's give it a shot. Oh my god. Isn't that a picture is worth 1,000 words? Hey, shut it. At least I'm trying, alright? Why are you, like, messing up phrases all of a sudden? Okay, so 1 and 7. Okay, so that means it can either be 10 or, let's see, to make it a 1? Ugh. Alright. It's gonna take a minute. Alright, let's do it. So I can't use a 1 or a 9, which is fine. I just gotta figure it out. Okay, this should work. Yes. Awesome.
That's awesome, Junpei. There's only 2 left now. You can do it.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. Okay, so the next one is a circle. And then the waffle's the end. Let's put this emblem in the circuit code.
This puzzle looks a lot like the last one.
I know. The rules are the same. I don't need to double check it. I'll be fine. I just want to see what Junpei says in a mistake. So this, if you can't think of anything clever, please don't strain yourself. You might hurt something. Ah, shut up. Just give me a break, alright? I'll think of something. That's not, we shouldn't be worried about that. We need to, oh, 7 and 7. Ooh, okay. So I need to figure out all the different ways that you can make 7 a thing, which is be 16, 25. It's probably the 2 that I need to focus on. So, let's just go from there and see if I can solve this one too. 8 and 8, 16, that should work. Yes! Okay. Excellent work, Junpei. You've only got 1 left. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Can you though? Okay, yeah, the waffle pattern, got it. Sorry, I forget that you don't reload my items after I use one. Okay, what kind of clever quip are we gonna have this time?
This is the 4th one. This puzzle looks a lot like the last couple.
Probably the last one. I think so too. Once we solve this puzzle, I'm sure something will happen. Alright, I'll solve it in no time. Will I though? 8 and 9, okay. More time for paperwork and solving puzzles and all that fun stuff. BRB. Really? Oh my god. That last one. Okay, so what it is the whole thing is you have to use all the balls. You don't have to use both of them. So if you put all of them in there, the additional root is 8. So you don't have to put anything in 9 because you're not using the 9 one, I guess? Oh, that's so frustrating. I've been sitting on that for a minute. Let's just say it's been a minute. Huh? Where'd that noise come from? Underneath the keyboard. Way to go, Junpei. You answered all the questions.
Junpei, good job.
Hey, did you hear something just now? Yes, I heard that as well. From the bottom left corner of the desk, I believe. It's a picture. A picture? In the drawer was a single picture. He picked it up. It was a photograph of 4 men. Involuntarily, Junpei's eyebrows shot up. He'd seen 3 of them before. On the right was a man with a mustache. The same man they'd found, murdered in the captain's quarters. Oh, that's right. He'd been wearing the 0 bracelet when they found him. Second from the left was a man wearing glasses and a doctor's coat. He was the 9th man, the one who'd worn the bracelet number 9. He had gone into door 5 alone and met an unpleasant end. Finally, the man on the very left, the man in the pinstripe suit. Oh man, that's Ace.
Yeah, I guess it is.
No doubt about it. 7 and Clover had come over to peer over Junpei's shoulders. But what did it mean? What was Ace doing in the picture? Perhaps more importantly, why were the 9th man and the cap in it as well? As Junpei looked closer, he noticed the expression on each man's face. Their smiles suggested that they were close, to at least some degree. But why? How? Was that the relationship between those 4 men? Or sorry, what was the relationship? Yeah. Snake's voice broke into Junpei's thoughts. You say Ace is in that picture? Yeah. It doesn't look like it was taken recently though. Ace, the 9th man, the cap, they all look about 10 years younger. Ah, so the 9th man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarter are also on the picture. Yeah. Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it. No, there's one more guy. He's got kind of long hair, looks smart but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize. Snake knit his eyebrows. What's the date of the photograph? It doesn't have one. Did you look on the back? The back? Yes, the reverse. The other side. Junpei flipped the picture over. There it was. To be precise, it wasn't a date, but it was clearly significant. He read it out loud so that Snake would not be left in the dark. Praying for the success of the Nanori project, with Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido. Nanori project. Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido. Junpei immediately flipped the picture back over. That meant the 4 men in the picture had run the Nanori game 9 years ago. Only Hongo had not been mentioned on the back, which Junpei felt meant that he had written those words himself. But what surprised Junpei was not this revelation, but the fact that it felt nothing like a revelation. It felt obvious. That their true identities did not come as a surprise was what Junpei found most surprising. Why, then? Why wasn't he surprised? Junpei had just discovered that Ace had run the Nanori project, but he felt no spark of excitement or surprise. Nothing. It was almost as if he'd already known. Ah, of course. I understand now. Junpei looked over at Snake. In his own confusion, he'd missed the dark look on the other man's face. Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo. Ace is Hongo? Even as he asked, Junpei felt as though he'd already known. It was as if someone had whispered into his head that yes, of course, Ace was Hongo. I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were familiar. Too familiar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear that what would have happened if I did. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Huh? I didn't know that Ace was Hongo. Oh, yes, I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago, you were in Building Q in Nevada. But Hongo was in the Gigantic with us. I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me. I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else. And if you did, I would have been forced to tell them what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that. Clover and Snake's conversation wasn't of particular interest to Junpei. He still couldn't make sense of the strange feelings of knowledge. He was trying to organize his thoughts when he heard Seven's voice.
Hey, Junpei, you think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
He had no reason to say no, so Junpei handed the picture over. Seven stared at the picture and began to mutter the 4 names of the project's leaders over and over to himself.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido.
His brow furrowed and his face was flushed.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido.
He chanted their names to himself, pacing back and forth across the floor.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido.
Seven shouldn't have known their names. After all, he hadn't been there when Junpei and Snake had spoken of them in the library. But as Junpei watched him pace, it was clear that he did know them. Hey, Seven? Do you?
Shut it! Just be quiet.
His eyes were red, and Junpei could see sweat beginning to bead on his forehead.
I'm this close to remembering. This close!
He was sweating heavily now, but his lips were dry.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido, Cradle Pharmaceutical, Nanori Project.
Then, he stopped. Seven set down the picture and looked at the red light near his feet. His eyes narrowed. Then suddenly, his eyes went wide, and he shot up straight. What? What's wrong?
Oh no. This is nuts.
What's nuts?
I remember.
Remember what?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah. I remember all of it. My memory's back. I remember what happened before I got snatched.
Seven's voice was filled with excitement. Shock and excitement had frozen Junpei in place, along with Snake and Clover.
Let me tell you what happened.
Seven hastily drew a shaking hand across his mouth and began to speak.
Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo. From the right, the other three are Musashido, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right man, and Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiments.
Realization began to dawn on Junpei, along with a pressing question. How do you know all this?
Come on, man, I told you. I finally got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place, before you forgot it. Seven rubbed the scar on his chin.
You really want to know?
Of course. Me too. Snake was the only one who didn't voice any sort of agreement. It looked to Junpei as if he was simply waiting to see where Seven's sudden recovery might take them.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything.
Well, we don't have 3 days. Just give us a short version, alright?
Short version, huh?
The big man pulled off his hat and scratched his head. He made a face and put his hat back on.
Alright, fine. I'll give it a shot. No promises, though.
Junpei and Clover nodded earnestly. Seven was a lone wolf detective who valued his own code over the rules, doing what was right over doing what you were told. That was why, on that fateful day, he gone with his gut and gone to a wharf at night on the Slim Lead. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been dark and cold and foreboding. At the time, he'd been investigating a spat of kidnappings, all of them children. They'd all had one thing in common, a history of visits to one particular hospital. The hospital had been under the management of Cradle Pharmaceutical, and Seven's investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little persuasion, he managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle Pharmaceutical. They told him that night, a ship was set to take children from where they were being held to a large passenger liner docked offshore. Seven had, of course, gone to the wharf. Hidden in the shadows, he searched the harbor until at last he found the ship he was looking for. There was a number of human shapes moving near the ship. There were men in black suits. Many of them were carrying large bags. The bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. There could be no mistake. There were human beings inside those bags. He had moved before he'd even realized he was going to. Out of the shadows he came, his gun already in his hand. He heard the words, "Don't move," but they weren't his. He felt metal touch the back of his head. "Drop your gun," came the cold voice from behind him. "I could kill you right now. It would mean nothing at all. I only need to tie an anchor to your feet, and I doubt anyone would see you for perhaps a week or so. Is that what you'd like? The fish here would be thankful for the meal." With the words, he felt the cold metal thing press behind him, press against his skull. Slowly, Seven crouched down and laid his gun on the ground. Then suddenly, he felt a sharp pain in his neck. A needle. Was it some sort of drug? As he was thinking about that, Seven felt his face hit the cold concrete beneath him. He could feel the chill of it seeping into him.
Ugh, my head hurts.
Seven woke to find himself lying on a hard floor. He twisted his neck to peer around the room.
Where am I?
There was a small, shabby bed and a dirty sink. A toilet with no stall or privacy of any sort. As a cop, it was a place Seven had seen all too often.
I'm in a cell, huh?
Opposite the toilet was a door set to the wall. Seven struggled to his feet and hobbled towards it. He gave the door a good shove, then another, then tried pulling it. It didn't open. Well, that was about what he'd expected. It wasn't likely that someone would put him in a cell only to leave it unlocked. He threw himself against the door a few times, but to no avail.
I knew it.
Seven grumbled to himself as he moved back toward the bed. He sat down. He sat there for a very long time. Just how long, he wasn't sure. At last, he began to nod off, and had nearly fallen asleep when he was roused by a distant voice. "There's... over... it's 9. The voice was far away. Very far away. Seven couldn't understand what it was saying. Nonetheless, it was a voice, and a high one. most likely a child. His eyes shot open. Her zero ear K-ing. As he listened, he could pick out several different, distinct voices. There were at least 5 or 6, possibly more. Where were the voices coming from? He looked around the room, frantically. Perhaps the door? No, that wasn't it. What? Go out? It was coming from the left. Was it coming from under the bed? He grabbed the bed and flipped it up with ease. There it was. There was a hole for a ventilation in the wall where the bed had been, covered with a metal grate. 7 lay down on his stomach and peered through the grate. He couldn't see anything. It was too dark. Now that he'd found it, however, there could be no doubt. This was the source of voices. For a moment, he was confused. Why were there children nearby? Then he remembered what the man from Cradle Pharmaceutical had told him. How a ship would take the kidnapped children from the wharf to a waiting passenger liner out in the ocean. Was 7 on that passenger liner? It didn't matter. What mattered was that he had to find a way to the children. 7 looked at the metal grate. Could he fit through that hole? He stuck his fingers through the grate and grabbed hold of it. Good lord, 7. I don't think he's gonna fit in there, though.
Yeah, how'd you like that?
The dark square sat open before him. 7 wiped the sweat from his forehead and crawled inside. He fit? The first section of the duct was small. 7 could do little more than wiggle along on its belly. After a time, however, it got a little larger, and even someone as large as 7 was able to crawl along on his hands and knees. He felt like he'd grown from an inchworm to an insect. Not much of an improvement, but it was better than nothing. He began to wonder where the duct would take him when... There was a thunderous sound, like a massive metal door slamming shut. Then he heard a voice. Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. The voice wasn't harsh, but something about the calm with which it spoke made it even more terrifying. 7 wasn't sure what it meant, but incinerator certainly didn't sound good. Then, almost as if to confirm his suspicions, he heard a chorus of young voices. No! Help me! Many of the voices were simply screaming in terror, mixed with another to create a single, horrifying howl. What the hell's going on here? 7 began to crawl along the duct as fast as the arms and legs would carry him. The noise he made was tremendous, but he was long past caring. A few moments later, a metal door appeared on the left side of the duct. 7 could hear the screams of the children from the other side of it. This was it. He grabbed hold of the handle and threw the door open. The old metal gave way easily before his onslaught.
What the hell is this place?
The room he was looking out into had a dome for a ceiling and 9 equally sized walls. At the top of the dome was an upside down funnel. It looked almost like a chimney. Then he looked down. There they were, the children he'd been looking for. They stared up at 7, their cries silenced for the moment by surprise and fear. Whether they were scared of the room or of him, 7 couldn't tell. It was certainly possible they were frightened of both.
Not that I could blame them, running into a mug like this when they were already scared.
He permitted himself a short snort of a laugh, then turned to the children again.
Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys.
Not a single one of them moved, except for one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others, in a private school uniform. Who the hell are you? As he spoke, he took a tentative step forward, then gave 7 a suspicious look.
I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you.
The moment the words were out of his mouth, he could see the children relax. How are you going to help us? The boy in the uniform asked.
Where's the exit?
7 responded. There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there... He cut himself off, considering something, and then continued. Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna get burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. The voice spoke again. Automatic incineration will take place in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. They only had 15 minutes. Seven looked back down at the children. It was a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. There was no way he could pull the children up. That was when he had an idea.
Wait right here. I'm gonna be right back.
What? Where's he going? Are you just gonna leave us here? Seven did his best to smile, what he felt was a reassuring smile.
Don't worry, alright? I'll be back, I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. Got it?
He didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. He ran as fast as a man could run on his hands and knees. Before long, he was back in his cell. He was back where he had started, but he had a plan. There was something there that he needed. As soon as he was finished, he dove back into the duct and took off toward the incinerator.
Sorry to keep you waiting, guys.
Leaning out of the door in the duct, Seven lowered the rope he had brought to the floor of the incinerator. Back in the cell, he torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. Like Seven himself, it wasn't very attractive, but it got the job done.
Alright, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right. Huh? Wait a sec. That was when he noticed.
There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go?
The boy in the uniform answered. I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door automatic incineration will take place in 5 minutes. The voice reverberated against the walls of the room. Look, that can wait, alright? Just get us out of here.
Right.
Seven grabbed a hold of the rope. First up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie, followed by a boy in a jacket who said he'd climb up on his own. Last up was a boy in the uniform. Like the boy in the jacket, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked scrawny from above, but his looks belied impressive strength. He scaled the rope quickly, but as he was almost to Seven, they heard the sound of someone knocking. All eyes turned to the door. Cut into it was a thick, square window. On the other side, they could see a furious face. What's going on in there? Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those kids? The door opened and a man stepped in, looking half mad with fury. Seven recognized his face. He'd seen him many times in the photos during his investigation. The man's name was Gentaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical. Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope. Grah! He roared like an animal and lunged for the rope. Hurry! I know. The boy in the uniform resumed his scramble up the rope. Get back here! He was 15 feet away. 10. The moment he came within arm's reach, Seven grabbed the boy's uniform. With a jerk, he tossed him into the duct behind him. Gah! No! Hongo lost any semblance of control. His face no longer looked human. It was twisted into something terrifying, the visage of a devil or a ferocious monster. Seven quickly reeled in his rope, leaving a fierce Hongo on the floor of the room, and crawled back into the duct. You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment?
What experiment? Seven wondered.
Automatic incineration will take place in 1 minute. Hey old man, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up! It was the boy in the uniform. Seven tossed Hongo a taunting salute and pulled the door closed. There was no point in going back to Seven's cell, so they continued down the duct in the other direction. After 30 feet or so, another duct met theirs, heading down. They nodded at one another, then turned and slid down the duct. A short time later, they crawled into the duct to find themselves in a narrow hallway. There was a door on each side of it. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right was a familiar thick metal door with black and yellow stripes and a device next to it on the wall. On the door was a plate that read Incinerator. Then, that's where we were? Yeah. Hongo might still be there. It looks like he might have been shut off though. Wait, what? If he's still in there? Yeah, that's not good. Seven grunted. Fine, the other door. Go into the other door. Hurry. The children began to run, with Seven following close behind them. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase. Run! Seven shouted. They didn't need to be told twice. Up and up and up they went. Their feet pounded against the steps, and their arms churned in the air. Round and round they went, like a human tornado. The stairway kept going. They'd passed a couple of rooms that looked like dance halls when the boy in the uniform spoke. Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us. Akane? My kid's sister. The girl with the red necktie. Akane? That was strange. Seven didn't remember seeing that name on the list of children who'd gone missing. Hey! Akane! He cupped his hands around his mouth and yelled. There was no response. Maybe we outran her. Suddenly, the boy in the uniform stopped short. Seven stopped too, as did the boy in the jacket and the ponytailed girl. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest on one of them.
No, that's impossible. Sorry, Grandpa. You keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs. He turned to go.
Hey, kid, wait! I said wait!
The boy didn't even seem to hear him. Seven spun around and yelled to the boy in the jacket and the girl with the ponytail.
I'm going after him. You two keep going, alright? You got it?
The girl nodded and began to run up the stairs. The boy, however, I'm going with you. Seven didn't have time to argue. Instead, he simply nodded and took off down the stairs. The boy in the jacket followed. They ran all the way down to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found.
Where the hell did she go?
The boy in the uniform couldn't hide his frustration. Help me! Somebody help me! It was a girl's voice. Akane! The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway that faced the incinerator. Seven and the boy in the jacket followed. Seven couldn't believe what he saw. Hongo grabbed Akane by the arm and was doing his utmost to force her into the incinerator. Come on, move! No, I don't want to. Let me go. Please, let go of me. She had planted her feet squarely on the floor and was doing her best to get away, but Hongo was much larger than she was. She wasn't gonna win. Akane! The boy in the uniform shouted. He roared with anger and charged toward Hongo. You came back! You're too late, idiot. Hongo lifted Akane bodily from her feet and threw her, struggling, into the incinerator. Before Seven and the boy in the uniform could react, Hongo leapt through the door after her. They saw him land inside. And then the door slammed shut, with the finality of a great steel guillotine. All three of them ran to the door. They pulled and strained, trying desperately to get it open. Ah! It's no use. The thing won't move an inch. The boy in the uniform cried out and began to slam his fist against the door. He hit it with such force, Seven feared his knuckles would shatter from the impact. Akane! Akane! Are you okay? Help me! Her voice was muffled by the door, but the sheer terror in it was unmistakable. What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here. Where's Hongo? He went out the other door. What? Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Are you kidding me? Seven was at a loss. It's the same thing. Are you there? Akane's voice sounded close to tears. Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, alright? We're gonna figure out a way to save you. If she could have seen the bloodless face of the boy in the uniform, his words would have had a little more than a sick joke. Oh, jeez. Automatic incineration will take place in 17 minutes. Please, please help me. I'm really, really scared. I don't want to die. Please, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. It's gonna be alright. I'll figure something out, I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise. They could hear her muffled sobs from the other side of the door. The boy in the uniform tightened his fists. His knuckles were bloodless white. Seven could tell that he was holding back tears of his own. It was silent. All they could hear was the creaking of the boat as it shifted in the water. They waited and waited, but Seven didn't continue. What happened then? Junpei couldn't wait any longer. He had to know. Seven looked at the floor.
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that?
Then...
Yeah. If I'd known it was going to be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Seven shook his head. But there was something Junpei had to know. Hey, are you sure?
Huh?
Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl Akane really? Seven stared straight ahead at nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended. And we heard something burning.
Even after the fire stopped, they couldn't move. Seven and the boy in the jacket simply stood there where they were, frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed, falling to the floor in a jumble of limbs like a puppet whose strings had been cut. A few more minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform ran in, stumbling over his own feet. Seven and the boy in the jacket followed, still too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made Seven's lungs feel like they were on fire. The air shimmered with heat, and in the middle of the room, beneath the waves of heat, there it lay. The boy in the uniform walked toward it, his legs shaking violently. Seven couldn't see his face, but his body looked somehow empty. Finally, he reached it. The boy collapsed to his knees, his legs no longer able to support him. Whew. Junpei felt a cold lump form in the pit of his stomach. And that is where we're going to end it. I know you guys are going to say I'm being a tease, but it's been going for quite some time now. And again, this is supposed to be the short video, but I'm kind of going until it gets to a good stopping point. I'm not stopping it at 30 minutes each and every time. But this is indeed probably very close to the end of 999. So I wouldn't be surprised if we finish the game in the next episode. But we'll see how things go. I'll play it by ear. There's a lot of stuff I need to cover and a lot of games I'm playing. So thank you guys so much for being patient. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed and leave your theories down in the comments below. I love reading them, and I'll definitely do my best to kind of like, you know, see what you guys think about this. Did Akane really die, or did they see somebody else in there, someone or something? Or do you think it's true? If that's the case, is Akane Santa's sister? And what does that do to your theories as well? Very interesting stuff, and I'm sure we will be able to see the light of truth in the very near future. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ Let's Play. Her name was Akane. That was the girl who died. Junpei felt as if he had been punched in the stomach. His vision went blurry, and his head felt light. He couldn't think straight. Everything was blank. Had Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? If she had, then who was June? No, that was impossible. It couldn't be true.